Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my $15 Bank Shot best bet, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Tuesday, Super Tuesday in college basketball. First up, we go to the Big East as Marquette takes on UConn. This one's 6:30 Eastern. It's going to be on Fox Sports 1. Now, Marquette has won 5 straight games, including wins over top 100 teams in Providence, Seton Hall, and Villanova, while UConn took care of business against Georgetown and DePaul in their last week's games. And I do think, this is a rematch game. If these teams met back on January 11th, 82-76 was the final in Marquette's favor in that one. But it was a game in which UConn only shot 27% from three-point range compared to 38% for Marquette. I do think UConn being at home here has a real good shot at winning this game, getting that revenge win, and also covering the number. Pretty reasonable number here at 4.5 points. I still think UConn is the best team in the Big East Conference. We know they had that big start to the season. Non-conference play, they went undefeated. They took down some tough teams in Alabama, Iowa State, Oregon, Florida on the road. And then they started conference play with 3 straight wins, but kind of struggled a little bit. Lost 3 straight losses against Marquette, St. John, Seton Hall. They've looked beatable and they've looked human in certain spots in the Big East, but I still think they're the best team in this conference. I don't love the fact that Marquette has issues rebounding the basketball both on the offensive and defensive ends. That's really scary for a UConn team. It's really aggressive on the offensive glass, 10th in the country in offensive rebounding percentage. Adama Sanogo, one of the best offensive rebounders in the country. So I do expect UConn's offense to have a big day in this one, and if they have a sharper performance shooting the ball, especially from the perimeter, than they did in the first game, they should have no problems winning this game at home and covering the number. So give me UConn, the Huskies, laying the points. Next up, we go to the SEC as Arkansas takes on Kentucky. This one's going to be 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Kentucky's playing its best basketball of the season. They've won 6 of their last 7, and their only loss in that span was a non-conference game in that Big 12 SEC Challenge. So they've won 6 straight conference games, and Arkansas on the other side has just not played very well in their true road games. They only have 1 true road win this entire season. That was their last game against the worst team by far in the conference in South Carolina, who's ranked 243rd in the country in the KenPom. So, Arkansas, although they've played in some close games on the road, they just haven't been able to get it done. And Rupp Arena is one of the toughest places to play in all of college hoops. Kentucky's in great form, and for me, it's a reasonable number to lay. I think Arkansas is a good team, but I don't trust them away from home. So give me Kentucky here laying the points. Next up, we go to the Mountain West Conference as San Jose State takes on Fresno State. This one's going to be a 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Now, San Jose State's coming off a nice win over Wyoming. They scored 84 points in that game, but they shot 50%, 11 of 22 from 3 in that one. They also shot 13 of 15, 86.7% from the free throw line in that win. And overall this season, San Jose State's been one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the conference. They're also a decent three-point shooting team, but nowhere near that 50% mark for the year. So, I do think San Jose State should expect some regression offensively in this next game against a tough Fresno State defense and a Fresno State offense that I think is underrated. And we've seen as of late, we saw in their last game, Fresno State goes on the road against a tough UNLV team. They score 82 points in regulation time and beat UNLV by 3 points in the end. I think Fresno State's been a lot more competitive as of late than they were at the beginning of conference play and the beginning of the season overall. And I think Fresno State is the better team in this matchup, and we're getting them at a really good price because of San Jose State's most recent blowout win. So give me Fresno State in this one. I think they get the job done. Next up, we go to the MAC Conference as Toledo takes on Akron. This one's going to be 7 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. These are the 2 hottest teams in the conference right now. You got Akron, who's on an 8-game win streak. You got Toledo, who's on a 7-game win streak. Toledo has scored 80-plus points in each of those games, each of those wins. But you're not playing Northern Illinois, Bowling Green, or Eastern Michigan in this one. You're playing, in my opinion, the toughest defense in the conference, and you're playing in one of the toughest environments in the conference in Akron, a very good home court advantage. We saw Toledo go on the road back on January 10th against a very good team in Kent State, and they lost that game by 12 points and only scored 63 in that one. So that offense did not really travel in that game when they played They were presented with a tough defense, and I think they're presented with the best defense in the MAC conference, a defense that's good on the defensive glass, forces a lot of turnovers, good on the perimeter, and even better in the paint. And I do think Akron's offense, although it's sometimes not scoring a ton of points, it slows things down. It's still an efficient offense. It takes care of the basketball, pretty active on the offensive glass. And this Toledo defense is ranked 302nd in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency. They've given up 75-plus points in a lot of their games in this 7-game win streak. So I do think Akron scores in the 70s, and it's enough to win this game and cover it in the end. So give me the Akron Zips at home. I think they earn their 9th straight win. Next up, we go to the ACC as Pittsburgh takes on Louisville. This one's going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern start time. It's going to be on ACC Network. Now, these teams met back on January 18th. It was at Louisville, and it was a 75-54 final score. So Pittsburgh already beat Louisville by 21 on the road. You'd think maybe they'd be able to do the same when they're playing at their home court, but I do think there's actually some value with the Louisville Cardinals in this game, getting those 15 points right now as the road dog. Louisville's been playing a lot better basketball as of late. You look, they earned their first conference win against Georgia Tech back on February 1st, and then they competed with the Florida State Seminoles, only a 3-point loss in their most recent game, 81-78. Their offense has looked a lot sharper, and even their defense has made some improvements in conference play. When you look at the first matchup between these two back on January 18th, Pittsburgh shot a lot better than their season average from 3-point range, and Louisville shot a lot worse than their season average from 3-point range. So I do think, even out those numbers a little bit to where we're seeing the season averages, I think this game's going to be a lot closer, and I just think Pittsburgh wins this game, but doesn't have really any reason to put their foot on the pedal for the entire 40 minutes. Pittsburgh is having a great season, 16-7. They're 9-3 in conference play. They've outdone a lot of expectations. But for me, after that nice win over North Carolina on the road, could be a little bit of a letdown spot. So I think Pittsburgh wins this game, but I don't think they cover this big number even at home. Give me the Louisville Cardinals. I like the Cardinals plus the 15. And that's it. Those are the games for Tuesday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.